folks, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stephen, and today, I'm sure you've guessed it, we have some more unboxing to do, so let's crack straight on with box number one. The first set pulled out then, just a wee classic set from a few years ago, 11002. Picked up for cheap just as a wee parts pack. Lots of useful bits and pieces in there, even just for you know, filling out nose plates or for sort of building up backdrops and stuff, so just handy to have. Next up we have a little Lego gift with purchase, the creator set 40488. It's a little coffee cart from a few years ago. I picked up quite a few of these. Firstly, the barista not terribly unlike myself, so could in theory be a good little sig fig for me. But yeah, just really to have the coffee cart and the minifigures. There'll be a few of these kind of littered throughout my layout as kind of part of my coffee theme running through. We have then one of the VIP rewards here, 6392344. It's the little camera then that you can pick up for reward points, or insider points as it is now. I think this was maybe a year or two ago again as well. I grabbed one of those anyway when it was available, just as a cool little bill to have or move on. And next up then we have Lego Brickheadz. 40421, one of the Minions Brickheadz. I think there was a couple of these brought out. I actually quite liked them actually at the time. I think it was on offer when I purchased it toward the end of the year. I think there was this and one more little set as well, a couple of different Minions and maybe Gru in it. So I don't know if I'll build that or what I'll do with it, but I have it there anyway, potentially to move on at some point in the future. And speaking of which, 4420 then, the other of the sets within the Minions Brickhead range. So this is obviously, like I said, the one with Gru and a couple more figs. So again, I have those to do something with. I don't know. Next up then, another gift with purchase then, a little Easter Bunny set from a couple of years ago, 40463. Obviously I've just picked this up, you know, with a purchase on Lego's website, or this one might actually have been a standalone set. I'm not sure now. I think there was a point when I was picking up the pet line of Brickheadz and they were bringing out lots of these little sets with animals in. Just see the bear one here in the back, Valentine's bear. So I may have bought this on the grounds it was very similar to that pet line, and I thought it could sort of tag along with it, but again, probably won't have a huge amount of ongoing interest in that, so I will probably look at moving it on. Another of the Brickhead sets then, this was one of the Lunar New Year themed ones, with the panda and the baby pandas, 40466. I'll probably look at shifting this at some point in the future as well. And then down here we have, yes, another one of the coffee carts. Like I said, I do have a few of these, so you might see a couple more popping out over time. We've got a city set here, 60286. So it's just a little sort of jet ski and sort of quad, well, sort of all-terrain vehicle style set. Again, just useful wee bits to have to add into maybe a scene on a beach or something along those lines. Okay, we have one of the Christmas gift with purchases from 2 Christmases ago, 40484. It's the little sort of elf scene. Just a cool little set actually. I'm not sure if I've built one of these or not, but I think I've got a couple of them. So again, it was nice to have, and sort of any access I'll look to shift on. Okay, well here we have a Minecraft set then, so 21158, little panda set. Can't remember what the name of this is, but yeah, my daughter actually is a big fan of the Lego Minecraft sets, and she had been building up a wee collection of them, and I sort of, when I saw them on offer, I would pick a few up here and there. They generally don't do incredible, you know, in the after sales market, but they hold okay, and if you get them at the right price, then there is usually something to be made on them. So there's that. A slightly more random one here, another one of the little VIP gifts. So it was just one of the tin signs then. So that's just the Lego Bill in Denmark sign then. So I've exchanged points to pick that up at some point in the past. I'll probably hold on to that. It'll be a nice little sort of piece to decorate out the Lego room with. Okay, so we've got some more. I know it's one of these in the last set as well. I think these again were also picked up from Argos. Yeah, it looks like it. As you can see, a bit of box damage there. It's not in fantastic condition, but the price will have probably justified the purchase. I wouldn't have paid anywhere near full price for this. I can't remember, it's quite some time ago now. This has been sitting in this collection for a while, but so this is really for putting away. Like I said, I do have one of these built myself to keep, and then just when the prices were right, I did pick up a couple of additional ones. Again, box isn't in fantastic condition. It's a little bit better, but there is some reasonably heavy shelfware there. But again, like I said, at the price that I'll have paid, these were certainly good value to pick up and hold on to. And then lastly, in this box we have a Harry Potter set, 76388, the Hogsmeade Village Visit set. This one again has been picked up from Argos, so I've got this at a good price. I think there's a combination of, I did want at least one of these for myself. I like these little sort of open back buildings. My intention will be to sort of build these out a little bit and then incorporate them either into a layout or into a winter village. They're nice little sort of shop frontages, which, you know, lend themselves quite well to being built out into something a bit more substantial. So I have picked at least one of these up for myself. I do have some for future investment as well, because I think they're a great wee set and at the right price. Felt like a no-brainer. So that's box number one. Let me go and grab another one here then. Okay, so I've moved a few of the bigger sets down onto the floor, and brought another box over here. Getting quite a few sets in here, so we'll work our way through them and see if there's anything interesting to come out of this one. Okay, first up we have 40598. It's the Gringotts Vault gift with purchase from, I want to say this was from last year. It came out sort of along the same time as the Gringotts Bank, which was, you know, the larger build to go with the larger Diagon Alley set. So I haven't got the actual bank yet. I do intend to get it at some point, but I just haven't got around to purchasing that. But I did obviously want to pick this up when it was available, because it's a neat little addition, or at the very least a nice little piece to put away to maybe offset the cost of a more expensive set. So we'll pick that one up. Okay, we've got some Mandalorian battle packs in, the Star Wars packs. This one's a wee bit bashed up. 75267. So again, I think through Amazon at times these were sort of representing pretty good value, and I picked up a couple just to put away for future resale. So there's 3 of them in this box then. Next up then, okay, we have another Harry Potter set here, 76386. It's the Hogwarts Polyjuice Potion Mistake. Again, this was one of the sets that come out in the 20 years of Lego Harry Potter, so they all include this little gold sort of anniversary figure. This particular set had Harry himself in it. This, for me, actually just represented a really great little set. There is a neat little build, but more importantly, you get 3 really good figures alongside the gold figure. So Harry, Hermione and Ron. And Hermione also comes with the headpiece for her transformation. So these were definitely on sale at some point, and I thought that was a fantastic little set to get for future investments. So I have picked up a couple of those then. There'll probably be a few more throughout the boxes, but we'll come to them in due course. Right, so we've got quite a few of this one. It's the little Lego Creator London bus, the mini one, 40220. These obviously aren't widely available. I think initially they're only available in maybe the Leicester Square store in London. and I think Hamleys and London had them as well. So they were, you know, you could pick them up in a few locations in the country, and particularly in London. So I actually, Hamleys had an offer on these quite some time ago now. I've had these for a good few years. I have sold on quite a few of them, but they had a good sale on, so I did pick up a lot of them at that point in time. So in here we've got six that are left anyway from what I had. So again, I just picked those up because they weren't readily available, and I thought they'd be a great reset to have, you know, for resale anyway. Next up we have Speed Champions set 76908, the Lamborghini Countach. I know I had one of these in a previous video. I did expect to have at least a couple more, so with two more here anyway. Again, they're just to put away for future resale. Next up then we have the Christmas wreath set from a couple of years ago. This was the first of the wreath line. Obviously they brought the one out last Christmas, which was kind of part of the botanical line, was a bit more expensive. A much more sort of fleshed out set. I didn't even realise I had this, to be honest. Sorry, set number 40426. So E2 and 1, it builds into two different wreaths. There's like a tabletop as well. I don't know, I think I've probably bought this with the intention of building it at some point, and it's just been stuck away in a box, so we'll see. And then lastly in this we have one more Minecraft set, 21159. I think it's the Pillager's Outpost maybe, if memory serves me correct. These actually, I had quite a few of these. I'm not actually sure I realised I had another one, and they'd been selling on quite well for me. Yeah, I got one more there then to put away then for, or to sell on at some point in the near future. And that's the end of that box then. So that's two boxes through. I think I'll probably get at least one more done in this video anyway. Okay, so I've picked out a couple more boxes here for us to have a wee look at. I did notice quite a few of the boxes in the back there are actually full of built sets. I'm not sure if I'll try them in camera or not. I might just remove that all out of the way. A lot of it's just smaller pieces, but we'll sort of see how we get on then as time goes by. I'll just set these boxes here. Actually, box number 1 then. Okay, so first up we have another of the Jurassic World sets, 76945. It's the Atrociraptor dinosaur bike chase. So yeah, I picked this up for the Atrociraptor purely and simply. And there's a couple of, because you get a couple of great sort of little baby dinosaurs in this as well. As I mentioned previously, I'm a big fan of the molded dinosaurs and had been trying to pick up one of each. So this was on offer in Sainsbury's at a really competitive price. It was potentially less than half price actually at the time, so I couldn't really resist and picked up a couple, or should I say a few of them. So I've at least 3 of them in here anyway. So yeah, I'll certainly be opening one of those at the very least for the dinosaur. Then I don't know, I might keep the figures, I might move them on, we'll see. And then lastly, again, another set that I picked up when it was on offer. There's a couple of them in here. It's not a set that I'd be terribly interested in myself, but it's one of the mech figures, or the buildable character figures, sorry. It's 76230, so it's Venom. So I've got 2 of those. Bought again purely because it was a good price, and I will be looking at selling those on at some point now. Okay, so that's us through that box. The next one then that I have down here, a few sets in here, so start off with this one then. So it's the gift with purchase that came with the Avengers Tower. So set 648741. It's somewhat of an underwhelming set really. It comes with a few great figures, and then obviously the little taxi, but I suppose given the expense of the Avengers Tower, the gift with purchase doesn't really seem quite up to sort of the value that you're having to spend in order to get it. However, I was getting the Avengers Tower anyway. That will be that will appear at some point, but it was a very obvious set to purchase for my layout. And I just thought the option to get this little vehicle as well sort of represented enough of a lure for me to pick it up when it released. So that's that. Next up we have another one of the Star Wars battle packs, the Mandalorian ones, 75267. So just pop that down there. Okay, we have another sort of Marvel set. It's the Rocket Mac set 76243. As you can see here, I picked this up for £6.50, which was a considerable reduction on its original retail price. I think this was an Asda. I got this. I probably would hold on to the Rocket minifigure because I do kind of like to collect. I'm not a big minifigure collector, but certainly like to have at least one of each of the characters from the different themes. And I'm pretty certain I didn't have a Rocket, so at $6.50 I thought it was a great way to get the figure and then a few parts that I can, you know, utilize, I'm sure, in some way. Okay, we have a few of the little flower sets then. So the first one is the Tulip 40461. I already have quite a few of these. I think this was retiring on Lego's website, and I probably just needed to bump up an order just to hit a threshold, so I've thrown that in. I don't know what I'll do with that. I might add it into some of my other flowers, but we'll see. And then we've got 4 then of this set. It's the Cherry Blossom set 40725. Amazon had a really good offer in this. If you bought it in multiples, I think it was already on sale with a further reduction. I think it's only an extra 5%, but every little helps if you bought enough of them. So I kind of had envisaged these not in this form, but being sort of adjusted or altered slightly to use as little cherry blossom trees within maybe like a street within my layout somewhere. So I did pick up a few with the intention of doing that. In fact, I do actually have one built here. So yeah, I'm not entirely sold on it. I was entirely working with what came, you know, within the box. There's obviously 2 different, there's like pink and white sort of blossoms that you can use. So that's what I come up with then anyway, with the white one. So we'll see. I would like to use them within a street, like I said, nice little cherry blossom line street, but we'll see how that sort of materializes. But that's certainly why I got those anyway. And next up then, 40603, it was the Wintertime Carriage Ride gift with purchase from, now that I think of it, this was Christmas 24, so those other ones may have been Christmas 23. But that was just such a cool set. I love that. I know it's obviously a Christmas themed set, however, very, very practical within a layout. Perhaps within a park, you know, doing carriage rides and so forth. So couldn't resist. I think I got a couple of those anyway, so there's at least one there. Another one of the Easter baskets, 40587. I know I pulled one of these out in a previous video. I expect that there could very well be more, so one of those. And then finally, it's the Little Bird's Nest set, 40639. I have one of these built. Again, it was during that time when I was just picking up all these little animal builds that they've been bringing out, which I quite liked. So I did build one. This I think was on offer on Amazon or through a supermarket or something, and I just thought it was quite a cool set, so I picked that up just to put away anyway, and we'll see what I do with that. But I think that probably wraps up this video. We've covered quite a bit, and again, I've just probably got too much to try and reorganize it on this table, so I'll probably just wrap the video up here now. Again, lots of variety here, quite a few themes covered off. I don't know what I'm going to do with everything here. I'd say a lot of this is probably more geared towards selling on. There's a few little bits and pieces that I'll keep for myself, and a few figures that I'll probably try and pull out of the sets, but all in all, quite an interesting selection of sets and gifts and so forth. So yeah, as always, thank you very much for for watching and sort of sticking it out to the end. You know, drop us a wee like and subscribe if this content is interesting and you wanna keep sort of up with this whole process. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, and have a good one, guys. Take care.